When my father heard Shuji's confident words, he couldn't help but change his mind. Why should I give you 30,000 yuan? They have been divorced for a long time, and you have never given any living expenses for our daughter. Don't say that I don't have 30,000 yuan. Even if I did, I would rather give my body to a dog than give it to you. Damn, a night of love is like 100 days of grace. You are so cruel, woman. I bought your gold and silver jewelry for you. Why don't you sell it for money? I tell you, you have to give it to me whether you want to or not. Anyway, I owe a big brother 30,000 yuan. They said that if you don't give them the money, they won't use you as a prostitute to pay you back. When Su Tian heard what Master Shu said, get out, this one's color isn't pretty. The bitch begged not to drink the penalty wine. He turned around and said to the three people behind him, Brother Tiger, you saw it all. This bitch is disobedient anyway. She is my wife. I can't pay now. You can just pull her away. The three men were all burly men, obviously professional thugs. One of them, named Hu Zi, looked at Shu coldly. I'm going to ask for instructions. After saying that, he returned to the van. Su Qing was also sitting in the van. Seeing all this, Li Ya turned pale, and his body was shaking violently. He looked at Chen Yang for help. But then he thought that he had no relatives or friends with the big boy. Would he help him? Besides, would he dare to offend these evil gods alone? At this time, Hu Zi returned to Shuji. Your wife is pretty. Sun Shuang said that I can just pay the money for a month after the breakup. Is that okay with you? Of course I have no objection. Of course I have no objection. Hu Zi immediately waved his hand and asked his men to catch him. Zhu Xing was terrified. At this time, Chen Yang was holding Xiao Xue, like a mountain of injustice blocking his father. Chen Yang sneered. I have seen many shameless people, but this is the first time I have seen people as shameless as you. Get out of here. One of the burly men directly stretched out his big hand and grabbed Chen Yang's collar, wanting to rescue Chen Yang. Chen Yang grabbed the big man's hand with his backhand, then twisted his body and shouted, Chop! And knelt down in pain. The other big man saw this and didn't hesitate. He immediately raised his iron fist and hit Chen Yang's face hard. Feng Huwei was hurting people when he entered the door. Su Qing couldn't help but pale. Chen Yang was still holding Xiao Xue. He suddenly used his legs to hook the big man. He lost his balance and fell to the ground. My sister was shocked and sneered. Chen Hao seems to be a homebody. Chen Yang lost a tiger and looked at him, but he was too lazy to care about his father. He was afraid that Xiao Xue was in trouble, so he hurried over to report. Xiao Xue thanked Chen Yang again with gratitude. The guy faced Chen Yang and suddenly clasped his fists and said, Under Chen Hu, it is known as Cheng Pai domineering fist in history, so he wanted to learn a few moves from him. After he finished speaking, his body changed, and he caged the thunder. His kung fu was definitely not something that the two big men before could force you. The above the elbows were gently held up, like a black snake entwined, terrifying to the extreme. What a mess, Chen Yang muttered. Jian Hu's boxer was like a sniper rifle coming at his Yanu jaw. He didn't even look at it and slapped it. Hey, this slap was very clever and as fast as lightning. With a snap, he was immediately hit on the spot by this huge force and spun around. My head was full of golden stars, and I was almost stunned by the slap. Then he woke up and showed fear in his eyes. He glanced at Chen Yang, turned around and walked towards the van. This episode has been broadcast. Thank you for listening. If you like it, please subscribe to this special topic. For more exciting content, please search for Himalaya Tutoyue Storytelling. Thank you.